Welcome back to Withdraw Consent. I'm Jack. Today I want to talk to you about AZAPAC, which is an anti-Zionist PAC, and it's made to counter APAC, the Israel lobby, of course. And so it's made by what's his name? Michael Rectenwald. It's made by, and if you recall, he is the he's a libertarian candidate who got second place in the Libertarian Party for the let's just go to this the first reference below because I'm going to remind you of this. This is kind of a funny story. But basically, you remember Chase Oliver ended up winning, and Michael Rectenwald was second. So, and Chase Oliver, I did a whole episode. But this is funny. It took him 7 rounds of voting. And so in round 6, you have Chase Oliver against Rectenwald, 49.53 to 44.73%. And then basically in the 7th round, they took Michael Rectenwald out. You could write in people. But he also kind of almost lost to none of the above right here. Look, none of the above got 36.59%. That would have been great if the Libertarians would have. So Chase Oliver ended up getting 60% after a close race here with Rectenwald. And so let's go. This is brand new that they just formed this. And let's go to the website right here. And so it's called Anti-Zionist America PAC. This was just formed. And it's important to note that this is a PAC. This is not a super PAC. So I've explained this before, but I'm explaining it real briefly. So you can give money directly to a politician. You can give money to a PAC that can give money directly to a politician, but with limits, or you can give a crazy amount of money to a super PAC, but they can't coordinate with the candidate, but they can run ads for or against. So you have the most control if you give money directly to a candidate. You could give it to a PAC, and then they could, like, especially if you didn't know who to give to donate to, like you didn't know politics good, but you wanted to donate some money, you would give it to a PAC, and then you would hope that they have to share the same values with you. But since they went the PAC way and not the super PAC way, you know they're not trying to get donations of $10 million. They're not trying to do that because you got a max donation cap of $5,000, I believe. So let's look at their website. So look at this. Stand up for freedom. Zionism has taken over the U.S. government as the constant subservience to Israel in word and deed makes eminently clear. Opposing Zionism in America means ridding the government of Zionists who serve Israel over the United States. This demands, among other measures, confronting and competing with entrenched lobbies like APAC, Kufi, and J Street. These groups bend U.S. policy to favor foreign agendas. Zionist influence drains American resources, undermines U.S. sovereignty, and runs counter to the interests of the American people. Man, this is phenomenally true, and just great. They're awesome so far. These and other powerful pro-Israel groups have captured most members of our political class who extort money from U.S. taxpayers, censor the voices of citizens and residents. It's great. And prioritize endless foreign entanglements over domestic prosperity. I've seen this guy on podcasts before, and I just don't remember if I was that interested in him. And then, like, man, this guy is... AZAPAC harnesses a growing census among Americans from across the political spectrum. That's an important point, too. The American people increasingly disapprove of Israel's belligerence and U.S. involvement in Israel's perpetual conflicts, including its utter demolition of the Gaza Strip. We help Americans reject policies that enable Zionist occupation at home and abroad. Join this broad grassroots coalition, which is why they chose to be a PAC and not a super PAC. They're going for a lot of donations from a lot of people instead of few donations from very wealthy people, that bridges the political divide, uniting progressives and conservatives alike. Only together will we overcome these nefarious influences and prevail. We will cut wasteful foreign military aid, champion universal human rights, and promote peace worldwide. Our goal is to reclaim the U.S. government for the American people. In doing so, the world is made a better, safer, and more peaceful place. And then you can donate down here. Now, I want to go to some other parts on this website, but I just want to say, man, that was great. That's like the reason that this channel exists. Those are my goals. Like, you literally, and it's an argument that I've made a lot of times and you guys don't like, but like, I'm not against these just wildly progressive people if they want us to return, if they want to do a coalition with people on the right and they want to try to break Israel's we could get back our sovereignty and self-determination. I'm not saying I'm going to send money to those progressives, but I'm not rooting against them for more establishment figures so there's no voices left. Okay, now the question is, which candidates do they support? That's the question. And so they just started this. They literally just started this as a brand new thing. So when I was prepping for this, there's only 3 candidates on there. Okay, so there still is now. There's going to be more, I'm sure. But let's look at who these people are and just see if this is as good as it sounds. Okay, so look. First one, Aaron Baker, they're supporting him, is challenging Randy Fine to represent Florida's 6th congressional district. If you've forgotten, Randy Fine is the Jewish representative who calls himself the Hebrew Hammer, and he's the guy who at the Jewish Coalition speech, and he said all those ridiculous things like Tucker Carlson is leading the Hitler Youth. Oh no, who was it? I don't know who it was, but like just ridiculous stuff, you know. And he's absolutely absurd. For sure, he's Israel first, and so I don't even care who Aaron Baker is. I'm in. You know, just get Randy Fine out. Now, this one I know about, Jose Vega, and he's challenging Richie Torres to represent New York's 15th congressional district. Now, this guy I know about because I watched Due Dissidents. I used to, actually. I just can't stand it anymore. Due Dissidents, which are some communists. And so this guy's really far progressive. But the guy who's challenging Richie Torres is completely establishment, completely pro-Israel, pro-slaughtering Palestinians, just pro all this stuff. And Jose Vega is the guy who goes around to different like events and stuff, and he'll like get to the mic and get the question, or he'll shout out. Even like I think with Hillary Clinton and some like really prominent people, he just shouts out like, "Why were you murdering people here or there?" You know, and just calls them out on it. He gets taken out. Like, I mean, the guy's got cojones. Definitely better than Richie Torres for America. You know, if you said, "Hey, well, I'm supporting the Republicans going against them," and that, well, okay, that's fine too. If Richie Torres is out, I'm in, you know, but Jose Vega's a good guy. Anyways, and then Mike Will now, I've never heard of this guy, is challenging Daniel Webster to represent Florida's 11th congressional district. Now, I don't know about this Daniel Webster guy, and I don't bother to look him because I looked up Mike Will now, and I know why they want him in. But I'm assuming Daniel Webster is, you know, some Zionist guy. But if you go to Mike Wilner's website right here, right? And then, okay, so look at this. You gotta love this guy. Okay, great family, great looking family. Okay, and then you go to About Mike, okay? And then you look at you go to his platform here, right? And you look at here's his issues, what he's interested in. And you just go down here and you're gonna see real quick why they don't want him in. Oh, it's up here. Okay, look at this. Abolish all foreign influence from our election process. In order to achieve accurate representation, our government must aim to serve we the people and not, quote, they the donors, end quote. So we know why they don't like that guy and why I do like him, regardless of if he's on the left or the right. You can always make the argument with these people that if I'm saying, hey, that progressive was pretty good, that if you say, hey, but I want the conservative more, even though, yeah, I admit that the progressive was better than the establishment, I want the conservative, or you can totally make that argument. I'll go for it. Anyways, I think this is interesting. I wonder if this is going to become something that's going to be like, and you know, like I'm covering it really early and it's going to become like a huge thing. I don't know the answer to that, but I think that it would be interesting to present to you guys so you can see, because I've done a lot of APAC stuff. Anyways, that's what I got for you guys. It was a shorter one. I'm getting over being sick here, so I don't mind it being a shorter one. Got one more episode for the year, which is coming up on Tuesday, because then I'm going to pack my studio up as soon as I'm done filming these 3 episodes. And it's going to be about Israel's relationship with Al-Qaeda, and now it's almost like they're just full allies. Anyways, that's what I got for you guys. I hope you have a great weekend. Until then, see you next week.